Hi everybody, Anthony Mortis Training Academy. Today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about everyday carry. And I say everyday carry, items that you can carry every single day. Now, I know some of you guys that live in the UK and some of them in Scotland, you're talking to me about things that you could spend 2 years in prison for carrying. But there is things that you guys can carry that are legal for you to carry. And when I say legal, it's like in Australia, you can carry scissors, okay? Now, these small scissors, these are for sewing. These are great little scissors. My middle finger fits through there, and you've got a nice little piercing place there. Now, these are nice. You can get into, these are electrical scissors for stripping wires. Those work really nice. These are sheet metal scissors. They have a nice little hook on them, and these are just regular household scissors. Okay. Now, getting used to this, that has a really nice piercing position on it. So if you can, carrying a pair of scissors. When my son was in Australia, he said he was able to carry scissors, but he couldn't carry certain knives. So that's just kind of an idea. Now, the other thing on everyday carry is tape measures. I always carry one with me everywhere I go. Not only because of doing measuring and stuff and always checking, but they're really great, especially the metal ones. They really hook over the head really well. They do cut, but at all costs, you can control, you can secure their hands. That takes a little bit more technique to accomplish, but it is a weapon. Now, the other thing, simple as a roll of tape. Okay, and you say, well, what can you do with a roll of tape? Okay, now, if I squeeze this down, like so, my hand goes in there, now I've got a really nice set of knuckles. Okay, and you say, well, what good's that gonna do? Trust me. Okay, if you get hit in the head with these sharp edges right here on the tape, okay, and this is just regular masking tape, but it's going to cut in and it is going to protect your knuckles. So you can always, have the roll of tape to, carry around with you, and when you do hit somebody, it's not going to mess up your knuckles. Now, the other thing is a dog leash. Especially in the UK, you don't always have to have your dogs on lead, and so you can run around. The dog can run free as long as it's not creating any problem. But you can have a leash there, ready at any given time that you do need to leash your dog up. But keep in mind, this heavy end, okay, this is really nice for bang when I hit somebody across the face with it. And it is legal. It is legal to have a dog leash, and you just hook it around and carry it like that. So you always have a weapon. Now, me being a collie guy, I'm always thinking about choking. So if I can choke somebody out with it. Now, once I run this through here, okay, this will feed over their head, and then I will tie them up. Now, sometimes I will do certain training things where I tie the guy's hands up. But again, that takes training. But it doesn't take very much training to understand this heavy object hitting the face. So that's one area that you can carry. Now, the other thing is wearing a belt. If you're wearing a belt, there's a couple things that you guys really need to understand. Now, and I say to understand how you're attaching the belt and where you're attaching the belt. Now, as you notice, if you can see, okay, my belt is here, okay? Now, normally the belt is the opposite direction. If you're right-handed, the loop comes in from this other side over here. But now, as I pull this out, okay, now it becomes a whip. Okay, this is a special little belt that you guys can't carry in the UK. It's a belt buckle knife. But one of my friends, it belonged to him before when he died, I requested and his wife gave it to me. But so without getting too far off, if you're going to do this, only if you're going to wear a belt for self-defense, only hook the belt through this loop and this loop. Don't hook it through all loops, because it's only for self-defense. Okay? If you hook it through all loops, then it's going to take a little bit more for it to get to free it up. Okay? So just make sure you loop it, and when you pull that out, you know, this, you know, you can pull it out like that, or you can switch and go to the heavy end here. Okay, just some ideas for you guys. For the guys that, you know, keep commenting about not being able to carry the stuff that we carry here in the U.S. You know, so wearing a belt just on the two belt loops. Okay, don't hook it in the back, don't hook it in the front, and keep it there just as a self-defense thing. And constantly try to use the belt regularly. Get used to pulling it out, and you know, if you're going to be pulling it out, if you're going to be hitting with the buckle, you know, understand that you need to get some distance between that buckle. Okay, and I say distance. This is distance. Okay, so I can actually get that swing in and hit somebody across the face. But so a few little items that you guys can carry. Get used to it. And I guess the other thing I would have to say to you guys is we have to always be prepared. We can't just go out there and say, oh yeah, the law enforcement's always there, they're always going to protect me. You know, and you may think that way, but I was talking to a lady this morning that walks by my shop every single day, and she's carrying a stun gun now. She says last week a person jumped her and broke 2 of her ribs just because they felt that she was walking too close to them. Now, and she's up in age. It's like, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But being prepared and always thinking about situational awareness. You know, so if somebody's getting close to me, why are they getting close to me? When I'm in a restaurant, why do I always sit in the back and keep my face facing the door? These things you have to work on, and you know, like I said, any of these objects, you know, you have to practice. I mean, take some of your friends and say, hey, can we work this? See if we can make it fit us. Okay, like I said, and not all you guys fight like I fight. Okay, I love in close fighting. Okay, I love this area right here. If I can get in and I can work elbows, I can work headbutts. That's my domain. I like being in the pocket. I like working the uppers. I like working the elbows. But there again, I was telling one of my black belts today, I like punishing people. And it's not about winning or losing, but when I get in, I think about how I can punish you while you're in there. And it might sound bad to you guys, but the thing of it is I'm not there to win or lose. I'm just there. If something happens, I'm just going to punish you. You know, whether it's with an elbow, you know, if his hand is there, I may bring the knee up to try to break the fingers. But I don't have to hit you in the face. I don't have to, you know, hit you in the solar plex. I'm just going to make it really uncomfortable for you so you'll want to get away from me. And usually this close up here is where I want to be. But if the guy's pulling knives and stuff, you have to take all that into consideration. But anyway, so just some everyday things that you guys can carry around and get used to carrying around. Like I said, the scissors are a great little tool, but make sure you understand if you get caught with these scissors, why are you carrying these scissors? Okay, you know, are you a seamstress? You know, are you an electrician? You know, do you have a little pouch that these go into? Then you say, well, you know, I was doing some electrical today and I forgot to take them out of my pocket. I was rewiring, you know, something. Tape measure is not a problem. I was measuring some picture frames, okay? But if I hook this over their head, okay, and I go boom, and I go headbutt, okay, it works. So anyway, just a few things you guys can think about. I really like the belt thing, but like I said, I like just hooking through 2 side loops so you can get it out easy. But practice with it. And on those thoughts, thanks guys for subscribing. Thank you for sharing my videos. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow.